Well, no answer the question on part B. Question on part B, the question dealt with the accounting theory. Well, that's all my answer to the question number 1. Open this link and you must give the answer when you answer to the question you made in this link. Well, my audience, my answer to the question on number 1 is here number 1. The owner invest personal money in the business. Increase in asset. Accountability does not have an effect increase in owner equity because there is a investment. The increase in investment the capital. Number 2, the company received cash from a bank loan. Assets increase, liability no effect, and owner equity increase. Number 3, which of the following will cause owner equity increase? Cash the effect owner income with and make owner equity increase is income. Well, that's all my answer to the question number 2. Problem 5 business transaction flowing is a list of common transactions. Well, my audience, my answer to the question on number 2 is here. 1. Received cash for common stock, an increase in a asset and increase in owner equity. 2. Purchase supplies for cash, a decrease in a asset and decrease in owner equity. 3. Purchase equipment on account. A decrease is in an asset and rest is owner equity. An increase in a asset and an increase in owner equity. Number 5. Find credit on account, a decrease in a asset, a decrease in a liability. Receipt number 6. Received cash from customer billed on account. An increase is in a asset and increase in owner equity. Number 7. Find rent for the month. A decrease in a asset and a decrease in owner equity. Number 8. Received payment for service from cash customers. An increase in asset and an increase in owner equity. Number 9. Find cash dividends. A decrease in asset and decrease in owner equity. Well, my audience, my answer to the question on number 3 is here problem part 9. Part 6. Debit and credit flowing is a least common accounting transaction. A. Issuance of common stock to a shareholder for cash. Cash in debit and capital are credit. The reason is because asset increase and capital also increases. B. Payment of rent for the current month. The burden of rent on debit and cash on credit. The reason is C. Purchase of supplies on account. Affiliates on debit and cash in credit. The reason is because the equipment increases while the assets decreases. D. Payment to a creditor on account. The burden on the debit and cash on credit. The reason is because the assets are recruited. Fish earned and billed to customer. E. Fish ordered and received customer. Cash on debit and income on credit duration is because asset increases. F. Receipt of cash from customer previously billed on account. Cash on debit and income on credit. The reason is because that property increase. G. Payment of cash dividend to stockholder. The burden on debit and cash on credit. The reason is because payment for a 3 years insurance policy. The expense of the policy on the debit and cash on the credit, including because the burden increase and the asset decrease. E. Incurred utility expense. Burden on the debit and cash on credit. The reason is because the burden increase. G. Receipt of cash for service to be profit in the future. Cash on debit and income on credit. The reason is because asset increase. Well, my answer, my audience, my answer to the question on number 3 is here. That's all my answer to the question on part B, and I process to the question on part C. The question on part C deal with the article and video. I start to answer the question on part C. The first question is, please read an accounting book that has been given by your lecturer. Mention the title of the book and who writes the book. How many pages does the book have? How many chapters does the book have? And what does a chapter tell you? Well, my audience, my answer to the question on number 1 is here. The title of this book is about posting journal entries to general ledger account. This book has 29 pages. The general journal is a fragment record. Organizing by account number posting is the process of transferring information from the journal to individual accounting in the ledger. The trial balance is a proof that total debit equity total credit in the ledger. Accounting used by a business are kept on spreadsheet pages or card in a book or file called a ledger. It is important for a number of reasons. This creates a record of the impact of business transaction. One adds account used by a business. It also helps manage a CP, fin, and current balance of specific account. Well, that's all my answer to the question number 1. And then I proceed to the question number 2. You can get the article on the WA group, and you must explain the context of article on your own English word. Well, my audience, my answer to the question on number 2 is here. The importance of preparing the impairment plan. Individual, character, and natural are association plan recruit a defense domain for developing creators net plans to add and human need everything to survive everything when at regular unity and human would represent it. Nobody of the feeling this on the early who can restate it with the explain of the human. Globalizing make us of now be well known to you. Globalizing can chicken and red economy in any place. Innovation created top hope of the year turned into an apparatus that can withhold much of a straight human world. In that event to bolster in numerous new advances are accounted for instant efficiency. La martable de philosophy of terrain material change not took up thereby ensuring conscious of accomplishing improvement. Monstrous oil penetration brought on by the human vessel is playing along explain human progress for